Imagine this. You sit for deep work in the morning and hours go by in this focused flow state, and before you know it, it's lunchtime. If you struggle to focus for long hours and that sounds too good to be true, what if I tell you in the past year, using the right science and hacks, I made deep work feel like scrolling? And you can too. So, in this video, I'll be sharing the 3 core steps with 5 rapid hacks to make deep work fun so that you can effortlessly focus for 6 to 8 hours a day. Hi, my name is Fuzzy. I'm a certified expert coach, and I developed this process called yogic discipline, inspired from a 3,000-year-old theory to master productivity in just 2 months. So, if that's something that you need professional help with, click the link below. You start with organizing your day for your brain to be most ready for deep work. What I'm about to share now is very fundamental, very nuclear, and something I believe that every disciplined person does, whether they realize it or not. In fact, I did it for 3 odd years without realizing what it is. I've recently come to realize that it's even a thing. It's called dopamine loading, and the basic principle is that you do in your day, you organize your day so that you do the difficult things first, and then you're free. Once you're done with the difficult things, you're free to do the pleasant, pleasurable, enjoyable tasks that you'd like to do. So, for example, in your day, you wanna do meditation, work out 6 hours of deep work, and then you wanna watch some web series that you're watching. I'm currently watching Silo, and maybe you wanna jack off to porn. The way you organize your day is you get done with the 3 or 4 difficult things first, and once you get done with that, then you're free to do whatever that you want. The reason for that is your brain loves stimulus. It actually craves it. But the thing is, stimulus or stimulation is relative. So as you can see, when the words appear on the screen, you were reading the words, but as soon as the video appeared, you started watching the video. So if you wake up in the morning and the first thing you do is you pick up your phone and start checking your Instagram and scrolling on it, your brain gets a good stimulation and a good amount of dopamine released into it. And after that, anything you do will most probably be less stimulating than the scrolling. So if you scroll your phone for 20 minutes after waking up and then you try to sit for 6 hours of deep work, your brain compares the two and starts seeing the deep work as boring. And this is also the concept of flow before phone that I learned from Rand Doris. He's a researcher on the state of flow and what's the ideal ways to access the state. And he says that before you touch your phone, try to get done with 2 to 3 hours of deep work in your day. And when you delay the pleasurable things, when you delay the high dopamine activities to the later part of your day, your brain doesn't have a comparison for the deep work. And then when you start your day with the deep work, it starts to enjoy the deep work. It starts to see the deep work as pleasurable. For the second step, you take a dump before working. Have you ever sat for deep focused work and your mind just keeps getting distracted? Your mind runs in 1,000 directions and you maybe keep ruminating about something that happened the prior day. This is where brain dump comes in. It's a type of journaling that I discovered, I don't know, I guess 2 to 3 years ago. And it's absolutely beautiful. I love it so much. The way you do brain dump is you sit with a pen and paper and you just go ham with whatever is going on in your mind. So with absolutely no filters, whatever is going on in your mind, you just vomit it, you just dump it on that sheet of paper. So I had a client of mine, she wanted to start her own coaching business. So she was a coach like me, and she was also a housewife. She had a homestead of her own. So basically she had 1,000 things that she had to do in a day. And whenever she sat for her deep work, she noticed that her mind used to run in 1,000 directions to all the tasks that she had to complete. I suggested that she do brain dump journaling before sitting for her deep work or focused work. And this resonated highly with her because once her mind was free of everything that was running and occupying her head, once it was on a sheet of paper out of her system, then she was free to focus on her business for long hours. I suggest you do brain dump before sitting for your deep work session. And you can, when you're writing, you can include things like what thoughts are going on in your head, how are you feeling. Maybe perhaps there's some resistance to the deep work. You can just put everything on the paper. You can include things like what all works you have to get done. Like it could, there's no limit, just whatever is in there as it is on the sheet of paper. And you'll notice that once you get done with this, it's almost like your mind is clear of all the worries that were going on in there, and then you're free to focus on the one thing that you want to focus for your deep work session. The third one is the most important one, but I'll share it after the 5 rapid hacks because it will make more sense then. The first rapid hack is a very obvious one. It is to remove distractions when you're sitting for deep work. So no phone, telling people at your home that you are not to be disturbed for the next 4 to 6 hours, turning off all the notifications that you have in your app, putting it on silent, and protecting that deep hour time at any cost whatsoever. The reason why I suggest you be so radical with eliminating all distractions is because flow works in cycles. We'll get to that in a bit, but every time you hear a notification sound or someone barges in your room, it interrupts that flow cycle, and then you have to put in more effort to get back into that flow state, which reduces your productivity for those 4 to 6 hours. The second hack is you remove any clocks from your sight. So if there's a watch or there's a clock in your room, you get it out of your sight. If you work on your laptop, you disable or turn off the time from your taskbar. The reason for that is the flow state is a state in which time almost does not exist. It feels like this timeless state where it's just you're being productive, you're doing the thing in front of you, and there's no sense of time. And what the clock does is it brings time again in your consciousness. If this feels weird, casinos actually apply this principle very effectively. So you'll not see any clocks or any time in the casino, and that keeps people hooked for long hours in this timeless state of gambling and whatever. But you can use this exact principle for your focused work. I recently did this. I turned off the digital time and I now just have a small tiny analog watch, and that too just because I couldn't turn that off as well. This is really a quick way to make this deep work session feel more timeless and flowy. The third hack is you plan every single step, every single thing that you have to get done with in your deep work session. Like you plan it in an hour by hour fashion. I'll put up how I do it on the screen. And the reason that you do it is when you're in this flow state and you get done with, let's say, task A, and you don't know what to do next, that again interrupts the flow. So instead of immediately going from A to B to C to D, you complete A, then you have to think about, okay, what do I do next? And that thinking again interrupts the flow cycle. If all of this is resonating so far and you need professional help to apply this in your life, click the link below and we'll have a chat. The fourth hack is to have a ritual before you sit for your deep work. It is something that you do every single time before you sit for your deep work. And the reason for that is whenever you do this ritual, if you do it enough times, this ritual, deep work, this ritual becomes a trigger for your brain to get prepared for deep work. So whenever you do that ritual, your brain goes, oh, okay, I know. Now I need to get ready for flow or focused long hours of deep work. You can do anything from planning could be a ritual. Brain dump could be a ritual. For me, it's the planning. You can listen to a very specific song or music. That could be a ritual, or breath work, etc. Anything could be a ritual that helps you get prepared for this deep work. Try to avoid distractions. So scrolling cannot be a ritual. The fifth hack is something that I personally love a lot. It's this statement, this is good for me. So a lot of people, what they do is while studying or while getting into deep work, they listen to beats or they listen to music, and that makes the deep work pleasurable for them. But what I learned from Andrew Huberman in one of his podcasts is that when you do that, you make the studying in and of itself less pleasurable. So if you combine studying and music, when you take out the music, the studying is less pleasurable than it was before you started this combination of music plus studying. Instead, what I do is, again, something he suggested, Andrew Huberman, this statement that I repeat to myself. So when I'm doing something and it feels boring and it feels painful and it feels unpleasant, what I literally repeat to myself, it's a reminder that this pain, this effort, it's good for me. And it's not like I'm lying to myself. It is actually good for me. And if I do this, if I write this script, if I make these pointers, it is going to be good for me in the long run. So it's just something that I remind to myself. And just this reminder, just this statement releases dopamine in my brain, and which in turn makes the work more pleasurable. Which is again the same thing you were aiming for by listening to music. Now you're doing it intrinsically or by yourself. So here's the third step. It's about building your muscle. The way flow works is in phases. The first phase of the flow cycle is called struggle. It's literally called struggle. It's this stage in which when you sit to do something that requires a lot of focus and attention, you feel uncomfortable. It's this unpleasant state where you don't feel like working on it or even procrastinating. Most of the people, what they do is they try for a little bit, maybe 20 minutes, half an hour, and then they quit to pick up some other distraction which is more entertaining than the deep work. But if you can just push through this first stage of struggle, you enter into the release stage where your mind starts releasing, work starts to become effortless, followed by the flow state, which is this beautiful, timeless, focused state that we are aiming for when we sit for deep work. The way you do this is by the fifth hack, which was literally repeating it to yourself when you feel uncomfortable and unpleasant, that okay, this is good for me. And B, by building your attention span 1 minute at a time. Like literally stretching it like a muscle. So whenever you're meditating or reading a book or sitting for your deep work, try extending those sessions 1 minute at a time. So if meditation for 5 minutes is enough for you, just try to push it by 1 more minute. Try to do 6 minutes. And what this will do is it will get you into the habit of pushing through the resistance when you feel like, okay, I'm done. Which will allow you to push through that initial stage of struggle so that you can enter this beautiful, effortless, productive, and focused state of flow. Now, if you want to apply all of this in your life specifically, click the link below and I'll help you do just that. And if you lack motivation to even get started with your deep work, I talked about an unknown type of motivation in this video. So if you want to get motivated like a madman, you can click here.